Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, June 2022. Virgo, the good news is that your planet Mercury is turning direct from the beginning of the month in your ninth house. But it is you. So if you had some complications regarding maybe something connected to the ninth house, to foreign documents, foreign travel, education, higher knowledge, teaching, problems with father figures or mentors, these will start improving after the first week. They might still escalate at the beginning because Saturn is square Mercury. They have to require some extra effort and energy or certain obstacles to overcome, but all of this improves after that. But Mercury, because it's you, it can mean that your overall, especially at the beginning, Saturn is still square the first week Mercury, you might feel a little bit slowed down, still a little bit more burden, a little bit more negative. But after the first week, any complications in your life that have happened over the last month and something, will start improving. Probably they will, because Mercury has become retrograde for you. And you will start moving forward with an improved vision, and you'll probably see the results of some extra efforts you've been putting over the last month or so. And you start seeing the positive results of whatever you've undergone that was a bit more complicated. And then on June the 4th, at the same time, Saturn is turning retrograde in your sixth house. This is the third time Saturn is turning retrograde in the sixth house for the last 2 years. And I think that's the last time almost, yes. And then it's not going to do it for 30 years, but it's going to last for 5 months. And you feel it especially strong that there's some change in the direction of your work possibly happening, because Saturn in the sixth house, it is work. The work environment might be changing. You might notice that on another level, your mind in regards to matters regarding health and exercise can be changing. Or unfortunately, sometimes when Saturn goes retrograde in the sixth house, some health condition can deepen, especially chronic one, can come back and resurface to be dealt with, and you have an opportunity over the next fifth months to learn to regulate it, to control it better. Maybe it will fully go away when Saturn is removed from your sixth house, but Saturn usually helps with regulation, moderation for health issues, and control, keeping the situation within control. Maybe you'll be revisiting some old workout routine, picking up some old exercise. Maybe you used to work 20 years ago and you've left it, or maybe you started some work routine recently and now you're going to deepen it, or some other health routine of elimination. But Saturn is the power of eliminating something from you, or making yourself every day do a little bit of something, so you make it a routine in your life. So now you have to put extra effort for that. But if you endure those 4 or 5 months, whether you're stopping drinking or smoking or some other sixth house rules, self-medicating and anything like that, so any kind of addictive substances or pills or medical, chemical stuff, you might be able to really have the power of null over it. And within 4 or 5 months, when Saturn turns direct, you'd find yourself freed from it, or you'd find you've made a routine living without it, or made a routine living with the improved health habit that usually is, that you were not sticking with, but the retrograde motion will help you implant it very deeply. Say, is it running, or is it, whatever? Is it avoiding fats or meat or whatever? Okay. And then talking about work, though, you might be working on some project that you started before, and Saturn going retrograde, you have to dig deep. Maybe it will slow down for 5 months. Maybe it will require restructuring, reorganizing. And at the end, the results will be possibly really good, because Saturn is in its own sign. So some work project will, even after, you might have to burn the midnight oil for a while, put extra efforts at work, kind of workaholic a little bit, but the final results can be really good because Saturn is in its own sign. Or you might be working on some debt, sixth house rules debt, to restructure it, to putting extra efforts to diminish it, so that's fantastic time for that. Fantastic time to work on your health, to work on debt, paying off some debt as well, and to restructure your career, your work. If you have your own business, it can mean making it a bit smaller, chipping off the things, for example, removing things from it that are not that, or whatever, in your work process, even if it's not your own business, to make it more what's the word, organized, more efficient. Oh, and Virgos love this word, efficient, organized. You'll notice yourself, you're becoming a bit OCD with organization and cleanliness around you, the body cleanliness around you, in the office, at home. Possibly Saturn really intensifies when it's retrograde about all those sixth house things, which you're naturally already doing. And also there can be a lot of duties and responsibilities. That's the sixth house. That they deepen, they might be around children, because Saturn rules the fifth house, or around your work. But the final result can be, that you've streamlined your processes of work and your duties, and you learn to do them masterfully, and you've done a lot of work, especially sixth house, the things you don't really like to do, like fix problems, work, duties, responsibilities, take care of health and health routines and exercises. But this is a fantastic time to implement long-term good health routines, and good work practices and daily routines of any sort. So do the hard work now, so you can really, after that, it's gonna become second nature to you. On June the 13th, Mercury moves into Gemini, and that means your planet moves in one of its signs in your 10th house. It can become good time for some important communications, negotiations connected to your work, connected to your career. Talks with institutions and authority figures can go really well. You can have some work trips, or it can be a great time for any work that requires Mercury skills, business meetings, writing, speaking, presentations, communications, training. That can go quite nice, well. And actually Venus will help even more with your public image and your responsibilities and duties around June 23rd, because it also will enter your 10th house. So there's a lot of focus on work, career, material things, because Saturn is in your 6th house, maybe working extra hard on work as well, changing something in your work, the direction of your work, or working behind the scenes on something. But also you start getting recognition there with Mercury first in the middle of the month, and then Venus on the 29th, 3rd of June entering there to make things easier with authority figures. And if you want to approach an institutional authority figure, do it when Venus is in your 10th house. That would be, you'll be approached much nicer, and much more, you get the response that you want. And if you want to initiate new things in your career, do it when Mercury or Venus is there as well, because these are all wonderful planets. And that's it, guys. Pretty much what I had to tell you. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed this month. Oh yeah, Mars is in your 8th house the whole month. That's good because it's in its own sign. You can have sudden healings. Mars in the 8th house in its own sign. Sudden healings, sudden psychological breakthroughs, sudden realizations of secrets or something that was hidden from you that becomes clear to you, from your subconscious to your conscious, that makes you cross a bridge, or makes you kind of break through some shadow of yours, or break through some trauma that you had. Plus also it can increase the sexual intimacy. It can increase the 8th houses, other people's resources and finances, where you are involved with other people's money, that you can gain access to such money. You can manifest money coming to you from others, and especially maybe you're doing more efforts in that direction, or maybe from taxes, from insurance, from inheritance. Things can start moving there, can be moving a lot faster with taxes and such things. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next month.